Nobody likes Star Trek Lower Decks. If you don't know what this is, I don't blame you. Star Trek has kind of fallen off of a cliff, and I'm going to go over some rumors that are surrounding the franchise and its future. But Star Trek is a disaster. They did Comic-Con at home recently. It was really funny. The ratings for that were really low, by the way. Ratings, what am I saying? It was on YouTube, so views. The views are really low on that. Low views, low ratings. That's the Star Trek way nowadays. But they did a Star Trek panel. Nobody watched it except for, I think, I'm almost convinced it was nothing but YouTube critics that were watching it. And what was funny is they barely talked about Star Trek the whole time. They spent most of the time talking about like woke stuff and a bunch of nonsense that nobody cares about, which is pretty much what the shows of Star Trek have become, a bunch of woke nonsense, which is really sad. The show used to be quite good. And people will always be quick to point out, well, Star Trek was always slightly political and progressive. You know, it's somewhat true, but they didn't beat you over the head with it. Because today's creators are so creatively bankrupt and they're so active in all of this agenda stuff that they don't know how to craft story. So they always put the politics first, and this is what's going on with Star Trek. Star Trek Picard admitted this, and they basically said it was Star Trek's answer to Brexit or something. It's really strange. Want to tackle the times we live in. No one wants to hear that. No one wants to see that. So they put out this Lower Decks show. I guess it just came out yesterday. Everyone was reviewing it. Nobody seemed to like it. And it's got this Rick and Morty style. You can see a picture of it right here. It's basically Star Trek Rick and Morty. And the significant thing here is, as you can see, 63% amongst critics, 35% amongst audience. It would appear that everybody hates Lower Decks, which I find quite funny. Usually, critics and audiences are divided, but this time they seem united. And what's funny, and I'm going to show you in a second, is the woke crowd is blasting the show for not getting political and stuff like that. Polygon said it tries to offend nobody. They're mad, basically, that it's not messing with the trolls, those istophobes, stuff like that. So I'm going to show you that in a minute. But I want to go over some of these user reviews because that's what matters. The 36 score is really low. But you can see right here, too awkward and doesn't feel original. The callbacks to previous Star Treks are the best moments. And to me, that's the best indication that this show has no footing. Does anyone actually think this is funny? I think I chuckled once the whole episode. And it was because of dumb. It was because of dumb this show is. I'm thinking you say how dumb this show is. Who is the target audience for this show? Obviously not Star Trek fans. Got another one right here. I didn't have high hopes, but still, this managed to disappoint. The critics' fresh rating is somewhat misleading if you look at the top critics' score. The reviews are only 29% positive, which is probably a better reflection on the quality of the show. And this person enjoyed Discovery and Picard. So that's what's funny. And that's the point that I wanted to make, is that both crowds hate this show. The audience that they're trying to grab that likes the new stuff, and they're trying to see if they can grab old fans and new fans at the same time. The old fans, I'm almost convinced they've lost most of the old Star Trek fans. I watched a couple episodes of Picard, didn't mind the first one, hated the rest. Hated the rest of the episodes. Discovery I didn't even watch because I hear that's just a disaster. And I've heard that from enough people. So I don't know. I don't know what they do. They obviously have no intention of changing. Alex Kurtzman said it's a platform now. He seems more interested in talking about BLM than Star Trek, too. So let's take a look at some other stuff. Here's a Polygon article. Now, this is funny. Star Trek Lower Decks lacks punch, politics, or purpose. The Solar Opposites co-creator offers up a sitcom Star Trek that seems designed to not offend anyone. Now, what's funny about this is Polygon is the type of outlet that should be praising this show because they've literally loved Discovery and Picard because it beats you over the head with politics. And that's what they want all entertainment to be. You must always be involved and embodied in movements and thinking about politics and agendas all day long. You're allowed no escapism. What's that? You want entertainment and escapism? What do you must not like women or something. What, you don't like POC? You an istophobe? Oh, a Yahtzee you are then, huh? You want a little escapism? Not going to happen. That's the way they want it. You must always be lecturing or lectured to. Remember, this is one of the things that they had a problem with when it came to Ghost of Tsushima, the video game. They were mad because that game didn't touch on the politics of the samurai class. And that's not what people want to play. They were mad about it. They made a big deal about that. Pretty sure it was Polygon. It wasn't. It was somebody close to him. But I'm pretty sure Polygon complained about it. So many outlets like Polygon were complaining about that game. It was a joke. But they say it right here. The creators of Discovery and Picard focused on modern politics, commentary, and like how Picard had talked about isolationism and refugees and stuff like that. They say a small segment of the fan base complained. No, they either complained or said nothing and just tuned out. They tuned out. And like I said before, I find it funny that they talk about how Star Trek has always been progressive. This is pretty true, actually. But like I said, they didn't beat you over the head with politics. But anyway, let's just go to the last paragraph and you can kind of get an idea of what they were saying. In the first 4 episodes, Lower Decks feels directionless. The writers flirt with satire but only deliver the lightest digs at Star Trek canon. The show has the broad character archetypes and opportunity for Futurama's creative mission-based hijinks, but lacks any of its biting commentary on capitalism or politics. And that's really where it's all at. They want the show to be political. They want it to rail on capitalism and get political and talk about modern day problems. And that's why they didn't like it. This show could be the worst show in the world, and the humor is terrible from what I see. As long as it talks about politics, it's okay. They would have loved the show. And that's what's funny. Don't worry, though. Star Trek's in a lot of trouble. Apparently, that Captain Pike show that was going to come out, that's canceled, I guess, because nobody wants to invest in it. Nobody wants to invest in any of these Star Trek shows. The merchandise is non-existent. When's the last time you saw Star Trek merchandise anywhere? Anywhere. It's not happening. Nobody wants to wear a Star Trek shirt or buy a new Discovery ship toy or get old man Picard who has to deal with his privilege next season. Who proves his stuff? It's really sad. Really sad. Because I love Star Trek. I did anyway. We've been watching the movies over on Twitch with watch parties. That's been fun. Sign up for follow my Twitch if you wanna watch some old Star Trek. That's what we've been doing over there. But this new stuff, not interested at all. Not interested at all. It's sad. Could have just easily made this a great new run, but instead you decided to focus on weirdo politics, and it's destroyed the platform. By the time I feel they finally try to right the ship on this, it's going to just be too late. They can't get anybody to invest in it. Everyone hates their new Lower Deck show. It's over. Anyway, let me know what you think. If you actually watched Lower Decks, what did you think about it? Let me know in the comments below. What do you think about the state of Star Trek? What do you think about the state of entertainment? Also, if you would throw a like up, share the video, make sure you're still subscribed. Subscribe if you're new, hit that notification bell, and I'll see you on the next one. Peace. Also, if you want to help support the channel, check out my Teespring store. There's a link in the description. You can find some merchandise in there that you might want to check out.